Hi guys and ladies, I stumbled upon this fish recipe that makes my eyes roll back in my head. It's fish in cilantro cream sauce. Well, some people hate cilantro, but I love it. I have to try this recipe, and I need only one more ingredient. You know what it is. It's the fish. Let's see if we could catch a couple. I'm gonna make my first cast right here off the dock. Yesterday, ice covered the lake, so we put our boat up on blocks for this season. It's a bit warmer today, and I'd sure like to catch a fish or two for this recipe. So let's try walking the little pond up the hill there, where the water is always clear, and I'll settle for anything that bites. I've been out here for hours. I haven't caught anything, so what I'm going to do is go with live bait. Here's a mealworm. I just hooked his nose. And I'm gonna cast it out, see if we can catch anything. Part of the problem is half the lake is ice. Or is it half the problem is part of the lake is ice? I got one! All right! I got it perked. Well, the method worked, and I got a nice, fat, obviously female pregnant perch. And I'm going to keep it because they're about the best eating fish in the world. I've been out here for hours and I'm freezing, and I only got this one fish, but I'm not worried because there's plenty of fish fillets in the freezer. So let's get in the house and I'll fillet this guy, and tomorrow it'll be fish with cilantro cream. Here it is tomorrow. We had a disappointing day of fishing. There was no boat, murky water in the big lake, ice, wind, cold. Well, somehow I managed a perch that produced a couple of little fillets. Well, nice fillets. But here's a bunch of bluegill and perch that I caught earlier in the year, and now I have a pound of fish. Well, let's start with a really easy, healthy side of peppers and onions. Not sure what to do with this. This is one big sweet onion. This recipe is too easy to even explain. I'm just going to coat the bottom of this big skillet with a light coating of olive oil, maybe 3 or 4 tablespoons. Here's our sliced up peppers and our sliced up onions. You see why I need a big skillet? I mean, this is not a big recipe, but look at all the room it takes up. Let's coat these with the olive oil, and then we're going to let them char and get tender and a little soft. You gotta keep stirring this all up. Recipe says ½ teaspoon of salt, so we'll add that. Recipe says ½ teaspoon of oregano. Come on. Be bold, kick it up. Here's a teaspoon. Everything's nicely charred. Watch, balsamic vinegar. Just had this idea. Couple teaspoons, it's not in the recipe. I'll turn down our heat and let it get softer and more tender. Smells so good. See how easy that was? I'm just going to bowl this up, and then we'll get on with our fish. Heat oil in a small saucepan. Well, I'm going to make that sauce now. Here it goes, cilantro cream. Let's put a tablespoon in there. Then our green onions. Here's chopped garlic from a jar. It's about a teaspoon, a little less. Let's stir that up and let it get fragrant. Fragrantize it. The aroma. Oh! Now, heavy whipping cream. Let's add the whole pint. It's chunky, but I'm not even close to the expiration date. I have 2 weeks. I'm using it anyway. It's a half pint. I have to scrape it out of this container. This half pint container. This stuff never happens on America's Test Kitchen. You know, I know that cream is fine. It didn't smell and it had 2.5 weeks to go before the expiration. It just gets that way from sitting in the cold refrigerator, a very cold refrigerator. So I'm gonna let this simmer now for like 4 minutes. Then watch. I have a half lime here and I'm going to juicify it. Here's about a half cup of cilantro, more than the recipe called for. But you know, once I start chopping, I can't stop myself. Cilantro cream. I'm going to bring this back up to a boil and then just set it aside. I've lined a baking sheet with nonstick foil, plus I sprayed it a little. And I've got 2 tablespoons of butter here, and I'm going to dab a little on each of these fillets. We've got bluegill and perch. I'm just going to add a little salt and pepper to our helpless prey. I've got my oven set to 375. I'm going to put these little bad boys in there for about 10 minutes. Then we'll check them, see how they come out. While our fish are roasting away in the oven, I should tell you all that my usual special guest, Miss Lulu Cheeks, the famous celebrity restaurant and food critic, won't be attending dinner tonight. You see, she's watching a swim meet. One of her youngest students is on the team, representing the Culinary Arts Institute. But I did have dinner with Miss Lulu the other night, and I'll show you a snippet from that. It's been 11 minutes. Let's get our fish out. Oh yeah. They look pretty good, but wait till you see the final dish. I've got our fish plated up a bit, and look, here comes the cilantro cream sauce. Oh, I love this stuff, I think. No, I tasted it. It's wonderful. I've been eating this. Oh, the fish. It's so creamy. Creamy, luscious, rich. You get a little hint of the cilantro, but it's not overpowering. Here's some peppers and onions. Oh, so good. What's good about these? They're so sweet, and you only get a hint of oregano, but it's so sweet. I love this. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. Here's a little bit with Miss Lulu. Miss Cheeks? Oh, I can call you Lulu now. You know, we've been seeing each other for like 52 years, and I think it's time that I ask you one question.
Okay.
Your place or mine?
Both.
Both?
You go to yours and I'll go to mine.
Oh, can I have a hug?
Later.
But I've got plenty in the freezer for this cilantro cream recipe. A little fishy, and then tomorrow, cilantro cream. For our recipe, you know why? Because I have this one fish, but no worry. And let's, but you know what? That's plenty because the cilantro cream